Holiday season could be stressful for many people. Here to join us to talk about how to have a peaceful next few weeks is Dr. MacKenna as an integrative psychiatrist. Hey, Dr. Holly.
Hello. Good
Thanks
morning.
for joining us this morning.
Yeah, it's great to be here.
So, holiday stress.
It's a thing.
It's a thing. Yeah, I think most moms, parents, people out there are feeling a little bit stressed this time of year. Why do we experience more stress around the holidays?
You know, it's interesting. So about half of the adults say they have a moderate stress level between November and January, but almost half say it interferes with their ability to enjoy doing all the things.
Yes.
And we were talking about that. Like, it really does keep us from engaging and being present in the moment. So a lot of it is the expectations we put on ourselves. Like, we decide we have to do all the traditions, whether or not they're in alignment with what our family unit is now. We also add traditions and add things and just decide that they have to happen even though no one else knows that we're deciding they have to happen, right?
Right, we were talking about my holiday cookies. I love the tradition of baking cookies for friends and family every year. It's a lot, especially since the kiddos aren't old enough to really help yet. But why do I put that on myself?
Exactly.
When nobody's expecting the cookies.
It's true. Another one is finances. And, you know, I was sharing with you that I'm trying to budget better this year.
Sure.
About 60% of adults say they feel like they're either overspending or just don't have the money to make everything happen like they would like to. And that's another big source. Another one can be a loss of family members or a loss of loved ones or just not being with family at this time of year, whether it be because there's an anniversary around the holidays or just it's your first holiday, or it could be your fifth. It doesn't matter. It's still, this is a time of year when those kind of things come up for people. And that just adds to all the other things, right? Like having that grief aspect as well.
Yeah, absolutely. How does that present in people? I feel like stress presents differently in everyone, but the one that you said that really kind of hit home for me is it's affecting your ability to be present and to enjoy the present moment, which when you have little kids,
I know,
you feel so guilty, and then that adds to the stress because you're like, why am I not enjoying it as much as I'm supposed to be?
It's true. Yeah. So stress, basically our body responds as if it is in danger. Like, it's really preparing us for change.
Sure.
So our blood pressure goes up, our heart rate, sugar gets higher in our blood. And then physically that looks like maybe some irritability, maybe not being able to sleep as well because we're thinking of all the things.
Yes.
Maybe having some low mood or anxiety. Also, pain can be worse. We might have more headaches, more physical pain, because our body actually gets more in an inflammatory state when we're in that constant state of stress.
So how can you get it all done? Because you do feel like you have to get a lot of things done this time of year, but maintain some level of peace. What are some things, you know, is it simply taking deep breaths? Like, what do we have to do?
I mean, you know, I'm a fan of the deep breath, but part of it is maybe accepting that you can't do all the things.
What?
I'm telling you, it's something like, as moms,
You're right.
we have to kind of embrace on a daily basis that we're not going to have like the Martha Stewart magazine family all the time. Like, maybe for Instagram if we're lucky, but generally speaking, not. So I am a big fan of lists. My husband calls me like a professional planner, mainly because I'm like a professional like worrywart. So I like to get it out of my head.
Lots of lists.
Put it on the phone or put it on a piece of paper.
Sure.
And the nice thing about that is it actually does help get it out of your head. So, you know, if you're up ruminating in the middle of the night, either like doing a phone text to yourself so you don't put the light on and wake yourself up, or just somehow getting it out of your head in your journal.
Yes.
That also, when you're in a calmer state, will let you prioritize, like, okay, is it cookies or is it the cards or is it that party that I don't really want to go to, but I feel like I have to because, you know,
what is
whatever
really
reason.
magnifying your stress?
Right, and what is it that's important to you and is in alignment with your values? Because really that's what it comes down to. Like, what is going to be important to you next year if you missed it or if you didn't miss it, versus just something you're worried about right now. And then when it comes to finances, making a budget, and as painful as it is, trying to maybe, you know, when you get on Amazon, maybe leave the cart for a minute and go back to it later and think, you know, do we really need that? Like, is my kid going to even know? Are they going to be just playing with all the paper and the boxes and not even pay attention to that? I mean, and if they're young, you can always just repurpose it for next year because they won't know. Just,
Dr. Holly,
that's a secret.
Exactly. They won't remember if they're one or two, I promise.
Indeed.
Dr. Holly MacKenna, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely.